gentlemen, welcome to Quarantine Etiquette with the Royal Butler, Part 7. Now, this is Moana, who is one of my puppies, one of my Royal Dachshunds, as I like to call them. And today I'm going to be demonstrating and showing her and you how to lay up a British breakfast table. Very quickly, I'd also like to say a huge thank you to everybody that tunes in to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Royal Butler, every evening at 6 p.m, where we put the videos up live, and I also join the conversation to hear what your suggestions, your views and your comments are. And thank you so much for the comments, thank you so much for sharing the videos, and thank you also for the likes. Right, let's get on with laying the breakfast table, shall we, Mona? Yes? Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, here we have a breakfast table. I have already clothed it. Obviously I've got my cloth underneath, there's some felt. You can use a blanket or a towel, as I've mentioned before, just to give some protection to the table. If you put anything hot, then it's not going to make any markings underneath. To begin, I always place down the plate that's going to be used. So this is, obviously if it's a cooked breakfast, this will be the plate that I will use. And then I'm going to bring it in a little bit towards the edge. And let's make sure that it's 1 inch from the edge of the table using the thumb, as I've mentioned before. And I think that's about perfect. So firstly, we're going to put down a starter size knife, which is what you use for the breakfast. Some people prefer to use the larger size. In most of the homes that I've worked in, we'll use starter size cutlery because it's obviously a smaller meal, and make sure it's in line with the plate. It should be 1 inch from the edge of the table. As this has obviously got a corner, it's slightly difficult to do that. So just try to line it up, as I said, with the bottom of the plate. And then your other knife is going to go just next to it. You might wonder what these knives are for. I'm now going to tell you. This will be for your toast, and this is obviously if you're having something cooked, and you will also require the fork, which goes on the left hand side, and just make sure that it's all in line. Once you've got the cutlery down, you can take the plate away. Next, we're going to put down the side plate. The positioning should normally be obviously down here, but with this being a rounded table, that can't be done. So you push it forward, use the thumb to measure about 1 inch from that point, so it goes round about there. Now, Pepper, Moana, can I get you to have a go at laying up a couple of place settings? Next we need napkins, and here I've got some freshly prepared napkins. And all we're going to do with these is make them into triangles, bring the corners in like that, and then those can go onto the side plates. Now, as far as the layup goes, that's all you need. It's that simple, because there's a few finishing touches that I'm now going to put on the table. And those are a couple of side plates which go there and there. Make sure it's personal choice, but for me I like the design pointing into each other. Now on these plates go the marmalade and the honey. Some of you might be thinking, do you actually put jars on the table? Yes, you do. That is absolutely fine. I've seen it done in the grandest homes in the land. The only thing I suggest is make sure that the lids are already taken off, so they're quite easy. When a guest sits down, they don't have a problem taking the lid off. You also require 2 spoons for these. So one will just go there, and the other will go there. And the next thing is you're going to put the salt, the mustard and the pepper down, and just make sure that they've all got the salt, pepper and mustard in them. I have seen butlers put these out and forget to do that. And then lastly, you've got your butter dish with the butter balls, nicely prepared, and the butter knife. Now, your toast knife never goes into the butter dish because otherwise you end up with marmalade or honey going on this, and you do not want that to happen. So make sure that you use this knife to take the butter to apply it to your side plate, and then you use your toast knife to apply it to your toast. So that is everything you require for the breakfast table. Now, what I also do, and this is done in the grandest homes in the land, is you have a tray just next to the table or on another table, and on there you have all the other parts that you might need. So you've got your tea, your coffee, your orange juice, and possibly even your cereals if that's going to be offered. And that's what I'm now going to quickly demonstrate. So here we have the tray, and as I've mentioned there, you've got your coffee, your tea. You could also have your hot water here. If you do put them on this, some people also add a little hot plate because obviously you can keep them warm. You can get very small hot plates, but that's a personal decision. Otherwise, this is obviously padded, so it will protect the tray from having the hot water, coffee or tea. You've got your milk jug, your sugar pot with the tongs. You've got your teacups with the handles always pointing at 3 o'clock, teaspoons at 6 o'clock. Whole way along there. And then over here you have your orange juice, the orange juice glasses, and this spoon, you might be wondering what that spoon's for. That's just so you can mix the orange juice, and the guests will tend to do that themselves when they come down. If you wish, you could also put cereal and cereal bowls here and a milk jug. It's personal choice, entirely up to you. The breakfast is normally cooked to order, so that will be brought in as and when the guests sit down for breakfast. Shumba, does that look up to standards? Would you be happy having your breakfast in here? Yes? Do you want to inspect it? Okay, I'll let you have a quick look. Ladies and gentlemen, a few of you put requests in to see how to make butter balls. Now, these are something that we put on breakfast, lunches and dinner tables, and they're much nicer than putting those little triangles out, or dare I say a block of butter. I hope none of you do that. Anyway, I'm now going to show you how to make butter balls. So here we have a bowl with some iced cold water, and in there we have got some chopped up butter, which is about 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre by 1/2 centimetre. And then we've got the butter parts, which is what we're going to use to make the butter, and obviously the dish which they will go on. So what we do is we get a piece of the butter and we place it, I normally just push it down a little bit onto the pad, and then we begin rolling. So all you do is make little circular motions like this, and then hopefully you end up with a butter ball. And now, if I may, I'd like to introduce my perfect balls. So Mona, would you mind doing the butter balls as I've just demonstrated? Now that you've seen the correct way to lay up your breakfast table, I'm hoping and assuming that all of you will now do this the exact same way while you're in quarantine, so that every morning your family will come down and have a lovely surprise as you all sit down to a beautifully laid breakfast table. And let's not forget, why not get your four-legged friends, who are probably just as clever as my Royal Dachshunds, to help you lay the table.